Hey guys, Tactical Minds here. And before we get started today, I do want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking the videos, watching them, commenting on them, and subscribing to the channel. I really, truly do appreciate it. I don't make any money for this. It's just something that I do on the side to try and help people get some good information. So again, I truly do appreciate it. And if you like what you see, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. All right. So today's video is about a serious topic, and let's get the elephant out of the room addressed. Um, the background. This is from the Aurora, Colorado shooting. This was in 2012. Some of you may remember this guy with the bright orange hair. That's how he looked the last time I saw him in court. But anyway, came into a movie theater. This is the movie theater in the background, and was dressed in all SWAT tactical gear. I believe it was during a Batman movie premiere, and he started shooting up the place. Most people thought he was a movie prop. Turned out not to be so much of the case. 12 dead, 70 people injured, I believe. Now, all these little poles that you see inside the chairs there, those are all shots, and the recognition of the shots, where they landed and where they struck. So obviously quite a few rounds going off there. Pretty scary scene for everybody involved, right? A couple other ones. I believe recently there was a shooting in Sacramento where I believe 4 was killed, including the suspect. Guy shot his 3 daughters, I believe, including himself. And another one that I've recently followed was in 2017 in Eaton, Pennsylvania, I believe. Guy by the name of Randy Starr. He was a YouTuber who ended up snapping over the course of time, and he barricaded the grocery store where he worked. I believe shot 3 employees and killed them, and then shot himself. Point I'm trying to make here is not to scare everybody. I'm trying to let everybody know that this stuff happens. Okay, these shootings happen everywhere. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are. And for anybody out there, who's a activist or against Second, Amendment gun rights owners to bear firearms to protect themselves, anybody who believes in that nonsense, in my opinion, you probably want to turn off this video, because I'm going to let you know right now, this is not for you. For everyone who does believe in protecting themselves and wants to be better prepared, please stay on board till the end of this video, because I'm going to give you some tips and tricks, hopefully, to help you out. Can I 1000% guarantee that these tips and tricks are going to save your life? No, I can't. What I can guarantee is that being better prepared always helps to give you somewhat of a tactical advantage in the situation. And with all the violence going on today, more and more of the situations are not getting any better. It's just getting increasingly worse. And in my opinion, you have either 2 options. You can either bury your head in the sand and pretend this stuff is not going on, or you can go ahead and prepare yourself to be better prepared for the situation and protect yourself and your family. With that being said, let's get into a couple of things. So first thing we're going to get into is going to be if you are not a concealed carry holder. Now, obviously, you guys know on this channel, I do advocate for people to be concealed carry holders. But if you're not, I'm going to give you just a couple little things. Okay. So number one, first thing I would absolutely say is be prepared and have a plan, right? When situations like this happen, they go from 0 to shit real quick. Okay. You're not going to be in your right state of mind, especially if rounds are going off around you. And it's a fearful situation. Okay. You're just not going to be in the right state of mind. I guarantee you that. And coming up with a plan on the fly then is probably not going to work. Okay. Have a plan beforehand. Okay. It doesn't take much. If you're going to a movie, if you're going to a restaurant, what have you, anywhere, bowling alley, it doesn't take much to have a plan. Okay. It doesn't have to be very elaborate, just something to the extent of knowing where your exits are, not having your back to the door. Okay. Having a plan if something does go wrong. Hey, where are me and the kids going? Where are me and the husband or the wife going? Have a plan in order. Second thing is going to be situational awareness. Okay. Situational awareness is huge. It's something that I don't believe a lot of people practice. I see people every day in my life go on about their business and just staring at their phones or staring at something else and just have no idea, completely oblivious to what's going on around them, right? I once dated a woman who said that it was tiring watching me watch everybody. And I'm sure I can agree with her to an extent on that. The reason why I do that is because I'm trying to constantly evaluate the situation. Again, having that situational awareness, right? I mean, some of these things are common sense, guys. If you're in an establishment and it's 70 degrees outside and everybody's in t-shirts and shorts or whatever, and somebody comes in wearing a big, thick, heavy coat, I mean, that should stand out to you, right? Something's obviously not right in that situation. So having situational awareness is huge. You know, it doesn't take but a couple of seconds to watch someone walk through the door and get an idea, get a read of whether that person might be there to do harm or not. Okay. So now let's say you're stuck in a situation and stuff's going off, right? What are some little things that we can do to protect ourselves? If you live in one of these states that doesn't allow you to carry a firearm, um, there's some other things that we can do, right? Now, one of the things I'm going to show here in a second came from Black Scout Survival, which is another channel on YouTube that I'm going to give a little shout out to. This guy is a great wealth of knowledge. I don't know the guy. The guy doesn't know me. I don't get paid by him in any means, but I'm going to show you one of his products that I do absolutely carry with me every day, and I really do enjoy. Right. So something as simple as this flashlight here. Now, this is from Black Scout Survival. Okay. Sorry. There you go. In the image. All right. There we go. Now, as you can see here, it does have a bezeled edge on it, right? It has this little bezeled edge. This is used for striking, and this thing is incredibly bright, guys. Rechargeable, all that good stuff. Again, Black Scout Survival, it's a great thing to have. Now, why would we have a flashlight? Why would this be able to protect us? Well, let's say we're in this particular setting right here. We're in a movie theater, right? One common thing in the movie theater is the lights go out. When the lights go out and the movie screen comes on, right? Well, if somebody comes in and it's in that dark room, okay, their night vision is not going to be ready to go. Now, first thing I would do with something like this, if I needed a couple of seconds to get me or my family out of there, go ahead and shine this directly in somebody's eyes. You can see in the screen, it's incredibly bright. That's going to burn his night vision for a couple of moments. That's going to give you a couple of seconds to hopefully get low, get fast, and get the hell out of Dodge, okay? So that's really a good tool to carry. And again, if you were up close and personal, you could use this bezeled edge to strike your assailant. It's a good tool to have if you can't carry a firearm. Okay. Obviously, having a knife is another thing. I'll just show you guys just for the purpose of this video. I have lots of knives. I love knives. This is just the latest one I'm carrying. This is by a company called Normandy Knives. Again, man, this thing doesn't pick up that great. Again, this is just, you know, Tonto style blade, little window punch breaker on the back there. You know, good for obviously if you're in a car wreck or something like that, right? But those are just some options that we can have. Now, for people that can carry a CCW, and I do advocate for that, I think if I'm being honest, most law enforcement officers do. But I'm going to speak for myself. Okay. I personally am going to carry everywhere I go off duty. Okay. I know a lot of fellow law enforcement officers I've worked with that say that they leave their weapon in their locker when they go home because you're not a cop when you're off duty. I personally do not subscribe to that mentality. Okay. I am on duty 24/7, and I don't care if I wasn't a law enforcement officer anymore. I'm always going to be that barrier between good and evil. That's just the kind of person I am. All right. So now if you are a CCW carry holder, a couple of things with that, right? Again, going into the situational awareness, right? You're going into a restaurant, you're going into, you know, some other establishment. I can't stress this enough. Don't have your back to the door. You don't have your back to the door. Don't have your face in the phone. First of all, if you're going out and you're out with a friend or on a date, family, whatever, I mean, all this staring into the phone stuff is not only giving you no situational awareness, but in my opinion, it's kind of just plain rude. But not having your back to the door, okay? Be able to see who walks through the door. Know where your exits are. Be able to get to those exits if possible, okay? Know the layout of the room you're in. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to read the room. Honestly, it's probably life-saving in a lot of instances. Okay. And if somebody does come through the room and you're a CCW holder, you're going to want to be able to respond to the situation, right? Whether it's to protect others, to protect yourself, or to protect your family, you're going to want to be in an advantageous position to respond. Okay. Another thing, being a CCW holder is not enough. First of all, you have to practice, right? Practice with that holster that you carry. I've been asked a couple of times, do I carry appendix? Do I carry on my side? Do I carry in the small of my back? Where do I carry? Okay. Me personally, I do carry it about my 5 o'clock, right side, small of my back, just about behind my kidneys. But that doesn't mean anything. Okay. What I'm going to tell people at the end of the day, what I'm always going to say is whether you carry appendix in your side, the small of your back, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are practicing and training with that holster where you carry it, and you know, in a situation when shit hits the fan, you are able to get to that weapon. You know where it is, you know the condition of that weapon. Okay. Going on another part of that, carry a backup magazine of spare ammunition. I've heard from other law enforcement officers that have been in shootings that the scariest thing is that first magazine in that weapon. It is going to go quick, guys. I promise you. In a situation where there's, shit hitting the fan, stuff's going on around you, okay, that magazine is going to go quick. You're going to be throwing those rounds to keep the bad guy's head down, to give you a couple of seconds to gain some clarity in the situation, get your family out, what have you, okay? That magazine is going to run dry quick. Have a backup magazine, because when you hear that click and there's still banging going on the other end, you're in a real bad position, because now he knows who you are and he's identified you as the other possible target in the room, okay? Carry a backup magazine. Cannot spare that enough, as much as I or cannot stress that enough. As much as I do say again, have some type of weapon mounted light, my personal recommendation, or having, again, a flashlight like the one I showed you earlier, right? Another thing, again, make a plan with your family. If you're going out and you're with your family, have a plan as far as what not only you're going to do, because that's great for you to have a plan of what you're going to do, but having a plan for what your family's going to do. Okay. When me and my family would go places, one of the things I would always tell them is, if somebody comes in and rounds are flying or shit's hitting the fan, okay, my family knew, get out. That is the first thing I'm going to do, is throw some rounds and put the bad guy's head down and get out. The last thing I want to be doing is having to worry about my family being in that dangerous situation. I can't get everybody out, but I'm going to damn sure make sure my family gets out, okay? That is the first thing I would advise my family to do. Get out. Let me handle the situation. The first thing they should be doing is calling 911, giving as much information as they can. And then I'm going to respond to the situation however I'm going to respond. Now, that being said, okay, going into the calling 911 part, first thing I'm going to tell you, if you're a law enforcement officer, like myself, I always do wear a beaded neck chain under my neck that I can throw my badge over, because if I do get into a situation where I'm forced to use my weapon, law enforcement shows up on the scene, they don't know who the good guy is, they don't know who the bad guy is, okay? They're showing up to the scene just as nervous as you probably are, okay? So I'm going to have my badge hanging out in front of my chest, because the first thing a law enforcement officer does is they're going to look at your hands and look at your chest. That is the first area they're going to look, right? So having that in front of my chest is going to let them know. They're going to look right away and see that I'm the good guy, right? I'm going to have my hands up. I'm not going to have my hands on my weapon. My weapon's going to be holstered. And that's something I would tell you guys as well. Even if you're not law enforcement, you're a CCW holder, okay? As soon as law enforcement shows up on the scene, have your hands visible, have that weapon holstered or on the ground, and follow law enforcement's orders, okay? Again, understand, they're not trying to hurt you, but they are arriving on the scene where stuff is going wrong really quick, okay? Rounds have flown. People are possibly injured everywhere. People are dead. They are trying to mitigate as best as they can. They do not know that you are the good guy in this situation. So please, again, have the weapon holstered, have it on the deck, have your hands up, whatever. Make them feel in the most comfortable position possible. That's not just saying because they're the biggest power in the room. That's just being smart. Okay, guys? Another thing that I would go into as far as that is, I see a lot of these videos and I see a lot of these pictures of guys that do carry concealed carry. Concealed carry means just that, okay? Conceal the weapon. When I see guys pictures in like Chipotle or somewhere else, right? And they've got a weapon in the smaller back or whatever, and the weapon's sticking out, you can see the bulge of it, or they got their shirt tucked up so they can tell they're carrying a gun. You may think that looks cool, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's dumb. All it does is identify you as the target in the room, okay? Understand, you have to put yourself in the perspective of the bad guy, okay? If you're the bad guy and you're coming in this room and you're intended on doing harm, you're intended on robbing the place, you're intended on doing something nefarious, okay? First thing you're going to do is you're going to look for those targets. So your guy that's out there that's wearing 5'11" tactical pants and tan boots and all this stuff and all these stickers and tags and shirts with all these flags and all these things that identify them as a concealed carry holster or former military or law enforcement or what have you. That's the first person the bad guy is going to look at. If I come through the door and I'm intended on doing bad things, I'm going to see that guy and I'm going to say, okay, that guy probably has a gun on him, okay? So if I take this guy out, he becomes the first problem that's gone in the room, and guess what? The rest of the room is probably going to bow down and listen to what I say. So do not give yourself away. Do not print your weapon. Don't have the weapon sticking out for people to see. It doesn't make you look cool. To be honest, it makes you look like an asshole, and it's just going to paint a freaking target on your back, okay? There's this whole concept of what's called being the gray man. Okay, being the gray man means you blend in with everybody else. Okay, you just come blended into the background, right? So when there's all these people around you, you want to look like everybody else. You don't want to stand out as the sore thumb in the room and have the bad guy identify you as the first person to get, to put hands on, to put rounds on, whatever. Okay, my point is, guys, be prepared, have a plan. You know, again, it doesn't take very long to do this stuff, okay? And these shootings happen everywhere. They happen all day, every day. They're happening in places. When I hear somebody say, oh, you're carrying a weapon in a Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. Yeah, you know what? Shootings happen in churches, Chuck E. Cheeses, movie theaters, everywhere, okay? And again, you can bury your head in the sand and advocate for people to not have guns, but I promise you that's not going to fix the problem, because in my opinion, it's been said before, and I'll say it time and time again, the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you took something away from it. Again, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm sure I left some stuff out. I do these videos all in one take, guys. So a lot of times I leave out a lot of things that I want to say. All right. So if you can think of other things that I've left out, go ahead, put them in the comments below. Let me know what I left out. You know, let's help each other out. This is a channel for everybody. This isn't just my channel. Okay, guys, thanks again for watching all the way to the end. Stay safe, stay tactical, stay dangerous, have some situational awareness. Have a great day.